Jason, 2 quick questions. I know the answers, but we'll go through them anyway. Do you have any plans to marry Kylie Minogue?
Such an obviously difficult question to answer.
Yeah, let's move on.
I have a wife and 3 children.
Apart from that,
I love you for asking.
Minor thing. Second thing, do you have a plan to do a world tour with Kylie Minogue?
No, but I am doing a tour next year which starts in February. It is the 10 Good Reasons tour. Basically, the songs from that album I'm going to play back to back and some greatest hits.
Let me ask you, to be serious, the reason I joked about that is
it starts February 26th.
Just to
move over Piers totally. I've known him for too long.
No, you can jump in, mate.
Yeah.
But the reason I made a joke about it is when you're so iconic in a show like you and Kylie were in Neighbours, do you get to a stage where you move past being annoyed at having to talk about it all the time to a sense of, oh, you know what, it's a pretty cool part of entertainment history we had, and I'm actually quite proud of it.
I'm very proud of it. You know, I don't think there's a day that goes by where I don't refer back to it. Yeah, it can get frustrating, but there's a lot of other things that I've done and a lot of other things that I'm proud of, particularly my family and, you know, all that sort of stuff. But, you know, this was an era in television when 26 million people would watch the TV set. Now, it's very different landscape these days. So, you know, I'm proud to have been part of it. Plus, also, the interesting thing was we were sort of one of the first people to be actors and singers at the sort of same time. So that fuel of pop songs and television, which is now what X Factor does every weekend. Right. They build their backstories, they get the people involved with the love affair of the characters, and then they release a record.
When you see the X Factor contestants, and they're all living this dream to basically achieve what you've achieved in your life, and you've done it in television, and I remember watching you in Joseph, when you were coming up to me on a big stanchion crane, and I was like, that's Jason Donovan. It was amazing. But when you see the hope in their eyes and all this, I want to be a big star, you've been through the ups and downs of it all. Is it in the end worth it?
Well, I'll tell you one thing I said on our life stories. How do you measure success? Okay, what does success mean to all of us, to any of us? If you get in to just be famous, then you're behind the 8 ball straight away. And I would argue it doesn't matter the means to which you get the exposure. As you know, as we all know, it's what you do after with it is the most important thing, and how you take that leverage and go somewhere.
It's tough to deal with, though, as well, isn't it? You've been through tough times dealing with, you know, you can just it can get so big, and that's hard to process. Yeah,
and it can get very claustrophobic. You know, I found that particularly, you know, when I started doing a lot of theatre, losing my voice here. But, you know, now it's complete, and looking back now is a lot easier than being involved in it. I saw this man a lot those days because he was the editor of a showbiz page.
I did the bizarre column on The Sun, and we followed each other's trials and tribulations. And
yet you have remained friends.
I still give him a hug when I come into the studio.
He does, he holds me a bit closer, a bit tight.
It's absolutely lovely to see you, Jason. Thank you so much. All the best for the tour and all the rest of it.
He's one of the nice guys of the business. It's great to see you.